Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into the DNC. Last night was night 4, the final night. Madam Vice President Kamala Harris spoke. I thought the night was just beautiful. Let's get into it. So it opened with Erol Sharpton and 4 of the exonerated 5 members. They spoke about like when they went to prison. They spent 41 years in prison collectively together. But he's happy to be with Reverend Sharpton here today. And I think this is so amazing because the opponent of Kamala Harris wanted these men back in prison for the rest of their lives. And this guy said right here that Kamala's opponent will never change. He does not listen to science. He stands by the guilty verdict, even though the woman had come out and told the truth. And he was like, he just doesn't want to admit he was wrong. Like, who? Nobody's right all the time. Let's keep going. This is Representative Colin Adlard. He is a congressman since 2019, but he is going for the Senate. He is trying to replace Ted Cruz. Let's do what we need to do, people. When is the governor's election? Because Hot Wheels, let's keep going. So they had a whole lot of people to come on stage to talk about certain things. This man is an educator, and he said he would just like to turn on his television and not hear lies all the time. And then there was a lady who talked about how she needed a procedure, but she had a miscarriage, but now she has a beautiful baby. It was just so many stories shared. So the chicks came out and sung the national anthem, right? And Kamala's opponent had said something like, "Where are all the American flags? They don't have any American flags." Child, they went and got all of the American flags, okay? When I say the house was packed with American flags, do something. I was really excited to see Fitz and Olivia. Now, Kerry Washington was the MC for the night. She said she's not here in the capacity of an actor. She is here as a union member, as a voter, as a mother, as a daughter. And then she said, let's take a big selfie. So she said, bring me my phone. Out comes Fitz or Tony with the phone. Y'all, I absolutely love when they're together outside of the show, right? I love this. They were good. Child, even Uncle Tim out here with his phone out trying to make a video. It was something else. But before I go on with what happened last night, I have to talk about what happened Wednesday night. And Coulter has something to say about Gus. Gus stole our hearts last night. I mean, took them away from us. He has them now. So this is from Mike Crispy. He's saying that Mr. Waltz raised his kid to be a puffy beta male. It's not the flex that he thought it was. And then he goes on to say, does Barron Trump cry? Nope. Does he love his father? Of course. That's the type of values I want leading the country. Barry is not leading the country. Barry barely talks himself. Right? These children have nothing to do with this. This was just really horrible that Ann Coulter has to say. Like, what is the party giving? Is it giving jealousy, spiteful, hatred? We don't like certain demographics of people? You are weird, Ann. And we're going to let the Lord take care of you. Let's keep going. So then Madam Vice President's grandnieces, Amara and Leela, came on stage to help people to correctly pronounce their aunt's name, Kamala. I thought it was so cute. They were so cute. So these 3 ladies, this is Helena, this is Kamala's goddaughter. The one in the middle is Mina, that's Kamala's niece. And over on the end is Ella Imhoff. She's Kamala's stepdaughter. So they all had something great to say about Kamala, how she impacted their lives, how she's going to impact our lives as our president. And I thought it was really sweet. And these ladies looked so nice. Then D.L. Hughley had come out. You know, he's a little opinionated. He's a little judgy. And he had his own ideals about Kamala Harris. He said she invited him to her home and she asked him to do his research. And he said he did it. And up on doing his research, he found out that if he had just done that before, he wouldn't have had those things to say about her then, right? So he made a public apology. And we appreciate that. And thanks for the shout out, DL. And he threw up the hooks. Rude. So here's a sheriff that was in the Biden ad for January the 6th. He said that we need someone who's going to go toe-to-toe with the cartel and bullies. And Kamala Harris is the leader to do it. Y'all, I mean, it was something else. Then they got to the segment where they were talking about people coming in school unaliving little children, right? There was the teacher from Sandy Hooks. She was there talking about it. And honey, this is the mother, Kim Rubio. She is the mother of a Uvalde school student. She talked about what her baby had on. She talked about 30 minutes before it happened, she had just received some awards from school. They were just celebrating her. And then 30 minutes later, her life was taken. And oh my gosh, it was not a dry eye in the room. This whole situation was really beautiful and well put together. And this lady right here is the one who made me cry, because when she cried, I cried. Then Gabrielle Giffords came out, right? You know, she had that attempt on her life, and she was in the hospital for a very long time, but she pulled through. She was a former U.S. representative, and her husband, he is currently in Congress because he took over for his wife, because they were saying she was such a rising star, and it was all taken from her. Now, her voice is still a little, you know, you have to really listen to her, but you understand everything she says. This woman right here is a miracle. Child in Pink came up here to sing What About Us. I didn't know this was the baby Willow. I remember when Willow was born, I didn't know she was to the point where she on stage singing with her mother. And she is so cute. Lord, where has the time gone? China and Gretchen came out here from Michigan. You know, Trump really cannot with Gretchen. He calls her that woman, right? But Gretchen is the truth. I like her. Then before she came out, there were a whole lot of veterans that worked in Congress that had come on stage. It was very powerful. But then this happened. So now Adam Keniger comes along, and he is a former U.S. Republican representative, right? And he sat on the January the 6th Select Committee. He said that Democrats are just as patriotic as Republicans. He also said that he was in the Republican Party for all those years. He hasn't changed that anywhere. He said, but it's not about the world anymore. It's about idolizing one person. And he said he just couldn't do that anymore. Then he went on to say that Kamala's opponent is a perpetrator who can't stop playing the victim. He said a lot of more things about him. They were really good. But then Maya Harris came up, right? This is Kamala's baby sister. She talked about their mom. She talked about how their mom really didn't accept excuses. Figure it out. Find a better solution. Find a way to fix it. This is where Kamala gets her foundation from. And you can tell her sister really loves her, because even as she spoke about her at the end when she said, "That's my big sister," I felt that. That was so sweet. So then comes the woman of the hour. I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. It was about a 7 to 10 minute standing ovation. And then she looked down and said, "Happy anniversary to Doug." And she accepted our nominee for her being the candidate for the President of the United States. She says she'll be a president who unites us, who will lead and who will listen and who will be realistic and who will be practical. And those are just the things we want at the basic, because the other side is not giving that. She said building the middle class will be a defining goal of her presidency. She had a lot to say, right? She actually said words that we could see and understand what she was talking about versus her opponent. But if you listen to it, you know how great it was. But we can talk about it. It's your girl, Millie Chun. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.